What is happening, fishing friends? Welcome to another episode of DEBO'S Fishing. On the way today, gonna hit some lakes and ponds, and hopefully not any cars head on. Anyway, hit some lakes and ponds, see if we can catch some bass. Who knows what we'll be catching them on today? Maybe a lipless?
Lipless, maybe a jerk bait.
Maybe some jerk bait. Who knows? Who knows what the day is gonna hold? But with my buddy Randizzle.
Word up. Great
dude. Excellent jig fisherman. We'll see if he'll get on some jigs out here. The next spot we're gonna hit for the day is gonna be a little windy, I think. So it might have to just be music over us fishing. Or if y'all like the, you can listen to that too. Let me know. All right, we are on the fish, folks. We've caught a couple. I didn't have the camera on because it was really windy and yucky over where we were at before. So fishing off this bank over here, we've each caught a couple. So let's see if we can get any more on the camera. Throwing the old red lipless that I have zero confidence in, but you know it's good this time of year. There's another one on the red lipless again. We found some fish. All right, there's another one to add to the arsenal today. Third one over here off this little pocket. It looks like we found a little school of them. Third one on the lipless. I don't want anything to do with these treble hooks. All right, so third one on the lipless. Now usually I've fished the like the chrome and the gold, never the red. I know people say they're pretty killer this time of year. That's number 3 over here on it, so we may have found a small school of them. So we'll keep going and see what else decides to come beckoning from the depths. My buddy Randizzle with me today. He's over there fishing the jerk bait over there. Awesome jig angler. I've fished with him the past year and this year, and he is definitely good with the jigs, so we might get to see some jig work from him today as well. He's working the jerk bait down there. Poppity popping. Running on the new Speed Demon Bass crankbait rod has been great for this little lipless. I definitely enjoy having a dedicated crankbait rod now. Some grass over there I just grabbed. Oh, is that a fish? That grass. Coming through the grass, couldn't tell. Where did the fish go? We had a few. And then they just turned off. Must have got just a little tiny school fired up there, and then they gone. There's one. He thumped it. He thumped that lipless. All right, another one. Look at that. You think he wanted that? You think he wanted the old lipless? He's just a little guy. Had that whole thing in there. Got some pliers. Okay, those things are pretty cool. I don't know if y'all have ever seen those. Randy, what are those? Those are pretty helpful. A cool hook remover. I've never seen one. Pretty neat. If y'all have never seen one, check into it. That got down in his little mouth very easily. If I had had a pair of forceps or something, you know, those would have done well, but that's a pretty cool little rig. All right, number what? 4 on the red lipless, I think. All right, let's see if we can pick a few more off over here. We were just, so Randy and I were just joking about what rods to take, and he decided just to take a couple, which I agreed with. I only took a couple. But he said, yeah, oh, but I did forget my fishing backpack. Pretty fishing noobish of me. That's all right. But he said, oh, now see, this is the time. I should probably bring my lipless over there. This is going to be the time that I get upset. Sure enough. Now he just said, I'm thinking about tying one on. But to his defense, he had been the only one catching any fish before we got over here on the jerkbait and jig. So I actually tied a jerkbait on. As y'all know, I am not, there we go, I am not comfortable with the jerkbait at all. But the old red lipless is doing it. All right, I'd say we found some fish. Hopefully that wind is not off on you guys. I have the dead chinchilla over the mic, so hopefully all you're not hearing is fish, lipless. All right, number 5, I think, on the lipless over here. Goodbye, little fish. Dang it. All right, rookie mistake. We move spots, and of course, I get another one. Wasn't rolling, but it's another fish on the lipless. There we go. Number, I don't know.
You know, someone once told me they really like red lipless this time of year.
Okay, so that might be the joke today. So I was telling him earlier, I really wanted to catch a fish on this red lipless. People rave about them. And I've really just had the best luck on shad and chrome. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put this red lipless to work. It's supposed to be killer in spring with the craw color. It's producing. If you're ever searching for treasure and see something like that, dig there.
I've heard X marks the spot.
That's a little garter snake. All right, let's see if we can catch this snake. Oh. There we go. One right off here off this little vegetation mat. Nothing big, but that is a fish. Good little fella. Oops. We'll edit that out. Yeah, see, brought him right up here onto land. Unharmed. Oh.
You don't have a backpack on.
Oh, geez, this is not how you unhook a fish, guys and gals. Goodness gracious, I remember the first time I caught a fish.
Look at his side. Over here. All feet on.
Huh. This fish apparently was in a battle. Okay, so lipless, my buddy Randy got on that walleye, spit up the shad. I switched to the little cotton cordell spot, looking like a shad, and boom, I get my first fish. So as I was telling y'all earlier, that's why it's so key when you fish in pairs to make sure you're not just throwing the same thing. Whoa. That was action-packed. Don't throw the same thing as your partner. Throw different stuff, figure out the fish, and then switch. Switch back to me in my basement, that is. I wanted to come back and show y'all what we were using. Forgot to do a sign out, so I figured we'd give you a close-up of what the hot items were. Now, I caught all of my fish only on the lipless the whole day. These two lipless, the Bagley, this is one I got out of an old Lucky tackle box, and the cotton cordell spot. These things are money. If you're just fishing the top of grass or throwing this up against riprap and banging it off, absolutely money. Now, when I was out there, I didn't have extra treble hooks, but I'm a firm believer in always changing your treble hooks on your lipless. Comment below if you would like to know more about what treble hooks I use, what types to use. You can see this is an extra wide gap compared to just a round bend treble hook. If you'd like to know more on that, comment below. And also, if you would like to see a separate video just on lipless crankbaits, this is something I'm still somewhat new to. Just started picking these up a lot last year, and I have had a ton of success on the lipless. I am so glad I started fishing this. This year, the two hot ticket items for me have been the lipless and the spinnerbait. By far, I've caught the most fish this year. So comment below and let me know if you would like to see that. Now, I was throwing my crankbaits on the brand new Speed Demon bass rod. This is the 7-foot crankbait edition. This thing did absolutely awesome. I am in love with this rod. The reel that I was using is the KastKing Spartacus Plus. This is a 6:3-to-1 retrieve ratio. I like to go with something just a little bit slower when I'm trying to keep it in a certain spot in the water column, or if I'm Got a grass line here, and I'm trying to keep it just barely over the grass line, pulling it up. I don't want to have something too fast or something too slow, so I found that the 6.3 has been really good for me. So if y'all have any questions, let me know below. I would be happy to answer anything about our day and our lipless crankbait adventure. And until next time. Oh, and I forgot to give a big, huge thanks to Randizzle. Thank you, brother, for taking me out, chauffeuring me around. It was like driving Miss Debo or driving Mr. Debo, or you get it. Anyway, till next time.